Today's educators are talking a lot about the 4 C's students will need in the 21st century. There's critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. Jessica Flores, AV teacher at Somerset High School, is making sure her students know about the 5th C, community, what it needs, and where they fit. Welcome to BexarCast. I'm Randy Langford, and this is BexarCast, a weekly interview with business, political, educational, and nonprofit leaders. We're examining the relationships between all four and how each one benefits from the success of the other three. If anyone was ever born to be a teacher, it's Jessica Flores. The daughter of an educator and an information systems entrepreneur, she has a passion for teaching and technology. She puts that passion to work as the audio-video production teacher at Somerset High School. She makes the most of her interdisciplinary studies degree from UTSA by also serving as the Somerset Yearbook Advisor and cheer sponsor. And if that's not enough, she's the campus technologist. Jessica, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Oh, thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So, People's Choice Award winner again. That's impressive. You guys have won it, what, 2 out of 3 years now?
Yes. This is our second People's Choice. We were definitely happy about that.
Nicely done. That's impressive on a couple of levels. First, it's an endorsement of the work your students do. I mean, they clearly do exceptional work.
Thank you.
But secondly, the award is from the people of your community. That's why it's called the People's Choice Award. People vote on who they think did the best job. And you get a lot of love from the folks there in Somerset.
Yes. Yeah.
What does that say about your students and your community?
Well, Somerset's definitely a small town with a big heart. That's what we like to say. And so the support from the community is really, it's there. It's there in a way that only a small town can do. Sometimes we like to think of ourselves as the underdogs. So, when there's a time to shine for any student organization or group, the community really rallies around for each other,
Right.
It's a good thing. It's definitely great.
Absolutely. And I have to tell you, when we started the festival back in 2017 and you guys won the very first Best Picture, that really, I loved it. That really meant a lot to me that you proved right out of the box, the very first event, that you don't have to be a big North Side.
Right.
I mean,
we were definitely surprised. It was unexpected. Especially because we didn't know what to expect. It was the first time, the first year for the festival. And so, it's definitely a great surprise.
You guys knocked it out of the park. And I went back through the archives and found all your wins. There's a lot of them. 2017, you won Most Creative and Best Picture. 2018, Best Graphic Design and the People's Choice. This year, or 2019, you won Best Sound for your work with the folks from House of Neighborly Service. And this year, the People's Choice, along with the San Antonio Zoo. And that amused me as well, that Somerset is a little isolated. You're not in the heart of San Antonio.
Right.
So you and I always have that conversation about, well, who are you going to partner with this year? Because there's nothing geographically convenient.
Yes.
And so we decided, well, let's not worry about geography and worry more about who's got a good story to tell. And let's go back to the beginning, back to that 2017 event. What brought you to BexarFest? What you didn't know what it was going to be. Nobody knew what it was going to be. And you got to sign up anyway and put in the effort anyway. What was the attraction?
It started with an email from my principal at the time. And so that's what made me aware of it. And again, it was the first year, so I didn't really know what to expect. It was at that point, I believe it was the third year of the AV program there at Somerset High School. And, I felt like we were ready. I had a team of students who had learned enough of the fundamentals, had enough practice. So the decision to join was just, I felt I had a team of students that was ready for it. And and we didn't know what we were getting into, but that was part of the fun for sure.
Right. And how do your students approach it now that they do know what they're getting into? The I would think the upperclassmen, the kids that have done it before, kind of take the new kids aside and say, this is not what you expect. You have no way to prepare for this.
Right, right. It's definitely, at this point, we know the students that have experienced it before. And every year I have a different team. Like this year, I only had one student. Actually, no, they were all brand new to the festival.
Oh, okay. So none of them had been to it
So
before.
every year you really just don't know. It's just, who's going to be a part of the team. And so they, I have my beginner students, and I introduce the Bear Fest, event to them by showing them the videos and just explaining what it's all about. And so they get excited, definitely. Once they see, the quality of the videos that I've shown them, they definitely get excited, like, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of nobody expects the level that the videos come to. And I'm surprised every year that how good these are.
Yes, yeah.
And I've been a part of this obviously from the beginning, and still every year I'm blown away by the quality that the kids are able to produce.
Definitely.
Now that we just completed the 4th year of Bear Fest, and we've added a couple of categories. It's not just video anymore. In our 2nd year, we added graphic design, and now we have so many categories. There's graphic design, there's original music, there's still photography. Does that have any impact on how you put your team together, how you gather the kids together and introduce them to the festival?
Well, I think I love that the categories are expanding, because it does allow for more students to get involved in, other than video. But, at Somerset specifically, I'm working with the video students, and this year we added graphic design. So next year I'm going to open it up to them as well, so that we can have that. But I love that, yes, there are other opportunities, and students can say, okay, video might not be my thing, but, I really like that there's an opportunity for me to practice photography, and join the team. So that definitely is a great thing.
Another part of the thinking behind that, and I'll get your thoughts on this, is that it gives kids an opportunity to interact with other kids with similar interests. That if you are a high school kid with a passion for photography, well, that's kind of a solo career.
Right.
I mean, you're working by yourself.
Right.
And you don't get that team building, that teamwork component. Is that of any value? Is there any reason to do that?
Oh yeah, definitely. It definitely allows for them to feel like they're a part of a team, even though, like, for example, photography, it is, they're doing that on their own. So it does give them that chance to work as part of this bigger team, for this Bear Fest.
Well, and when the kids all come together for the premiere, that's another heartening aspect of what we do. When there are 1,000 people in the Tobin, and the students realize, I'm not the only kid that has a passion for this. I'm not the only composer, the kid in town that likes to write music. There are others, and that kind of opens up a whole new horizon for them, that they feel isolated. I'm the only one that's interested in this. I'm the weird kid that's kind of on his own. And then they realize, no, I'm not. There are kids all over Bexar County and all over the area that are interested in this. And I'm glad to see that.
Yes, I think it definitely inspires them. It does, to continue and also to see all of the other talent, what else is out there.
Sure. Let me circle back a little bit on the nonprofits you've been involved with. Land Heritage Institute in 2017, then Mission Road Ministries, House of Neighborly Service, and this year the zoo. So you guys are kind of all over the place. And I've had teachers tell me that their students, when they first find out who their nonprofit organization is, they find out they're going to be in Bear Fest. They get excited, and this is different. It's out of the ordinary. We get to go off campus. It's something exciting, and they get excited, but it's kind of casual. Oh, this will be fun. It's playtime. It's party time. And then they meet their nonprofit. And when they meet the nonprofit, it kind of flips a switch that, no, this isn't a game. This is absolutely serious. These are real people with real issues that are really counting on us to perform. And we need to take this seriously. Have you seen your kids respond that way?
Yes, definitely. At first, when we're assigned the nonprofit, I have them do their research. I let them know, this is what this nonprofit is all about. I explain to them just so that they understand what their purpose is. And I have them do their own research. So that way, before our first meeting, they go in there knowing,
Right?
knowing some information. So they have that, but it's a different thing researching it and then meeting and
Yeah,
really listening to the leaders at the nonprofit as well as visiting and seeing it for themselves. That always takes it to another level.
right.
and
Nothing
and I do
replaces that
see
face-to-face.
right,
Right.
right. And yeah, it's been great. All the nonprofits we've worked with have been great. And I always hear my students after visiting, it's like, wow, they realize that we have these organizations servicing the community in
Right.
important ways.
Well, and that was another one of the elements that was baked into the festival from the beginning, was to embed kids in nonprofits
Hmm.
for a significant period of time.
Hmm.
It's not like they just go for an hour and take the tour
Right,
in an afternoon,
right,
pick up an
right.
envelopes. They are there for weeks.
Hmm.
And so they get a good deep look at not only what the organization does, but why they do it. And
Hmm.
again, I've had teachers come back to me and their kids come to the festival and they see all the organizations that are participating, and they come away with a whole new understanding of not only their organization but the community as well, that
Hmm.
there are needs everywhere. Every corner you look, there's
Yeah.
somebody in need. And it's both disappointing and encouraging that the kids aren't aware of that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Wait a minute, there are kids that don't have enough to eat. Wait a minute.
Right.
There are veterans who don't have a place to live. No, this cannot be. I will not stand for this. So the kids accept that responsibility willingly. They thrive. They want to get involved and do something about that. And it's just a matter of making them aware of it.
Right, right. It's there's never a year we leave that, I have students after the event, going, wow, I didn't know there was that need in San Antonio.
Right.
I didn't know we had this for this, population of people.
Yeah. And another element of that interacting with the nonprofit organization is this is the first time a lot of these kids have interacted with an adult as an adult,
Hmm.
on a peer-to-peer level rather than parent, child, teacher, student, boss, employee. This is
Hmm.
client and vendor.
Right, right.
Do you see that create any change in your students?
Oh, it's definitely one of the best, takeaways for the students. They've never had that type of interaction with adult. Most of high school students, they don't call and make their own doctor's appointments. They're afraid to, do these
Right?
adult things that, they're almost going to graduate and they need to start doing these things for
Sure.
themselves. So it is I enjoy that part where they're practicing professionalism. And so I have, before we meet with the nonprofit leaders, I go over that with them and we practice. And this is what we're going to have. We had a vision meeting with the zoo and we practiced beforehand. I let them know this is what their expectations are. This is what a vision meeting typically looks like. Remember, they are the client, So all of these things are so brand new to them. And it's one thing to learn it at a lesson, but it's another thing to actually be in that
Oh, sure.
position, and actually practice it. So that's one of my favorite parts, because I see them all rise to the challenge and, they get nervous, but, it's practice for them. And that's how they're going to get better and gain this experience and moving on into the adult world.
Right.
So we had, in-person meetings with the zoo. We also had FaceTime meetings just to kind of go over the change of our plan over time. It was great.
Excellent.
I really love that part of it.
Excellent. Yeah. And seeing the kids kind of blossom and come out of their shell or realize that my opinions have worth, have value.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
inspired. I'm excited.
yes,
And
definitely.
one of my favorite parts of the whole festival is, of course, the premiere, the
Mhm.
big show in the Tobin when we pull out all the stops, and it's fun to watch the kids walk in, and then it's just as fun to watch the parents walk out.
Hmm.
Because the kids come in with this attitude. They try to be cool about it. They try to be nonchalant. Just another premiere, just another red carpet. I do this all the time. And then they get there and they see this spectacular theater and all the goings on in the lobby with the red carpet and step and repeat and the photos and all that. And then they get in the actual theater and they see that giant screen and realize there's 1,000 people in the room. This is kind of a big deal. So they get a little gobsmacked. They get a little overwhelmed by that. But they enjoy it. It's fun. It's exciting. It's an adrenaline rush.
Yes.
And then to watch their parents after the show walking out, that I didn't know my kid was that talented. I didn't know my kid did that. My daughter did that.
Yes.
And they have it's funny. They have a whole new understanding of their own children.
Yes, definitely.
I love it.
Our parents, their reactions are, wow, it's like, they kind of know, oh, my child is taking part in this project, and they're hearing the feedback from their child. And, when it comes to the night and they actually view the video, they're amazed.
Right.
Wow.
They expect
and
it to
they
be,
get excited and they share, look at what my kid did,
right?
It's great.
Well, they're expecting a high school production, paper costumes, cardboard trees, and they realize, oh, wait a minute, this is far beyond what I thought it was going to be.
Yes, definitely.
Giving the student that chance to create that media and be immersed in it alongside their family and friends and fellow students. Have you seen that have any impact on career decisions? That the kids go into it with, this will be fun. I'm not really planning to be a filmmaker, but this is fun, and I'll do this. And then they get bitten by the bug.
Yes.
Does that happen?
Definitely. They some of them join the class and they're like, this is going to be fun. But, we give them those experiences. Like, we let them know what job opportunities are out there.
Right.
And being a part of the festival kind of takes that to the next level and shows them what it's like in real life. This is media that these organizations need. There is a need for that out there. This is what I possibly can be a part of. And so that definitely helps. Some students leave, and after experiencing all they experience in the AV program, they're ready to go out and look for a job in the field.
Great. Good. And the good news is, even if they don't decide they want to go into the media, the skills they're practicing, like you were talking about, having client meetings, that communications, that resource allocation, time management,
all of those
you're going to use that no matter what field you go into.
Definitely.
Any field. How about the engagement with the nonprofit? Like I said, is more than just superficial. It's pretty deep and long lasting. Do you see that impact your students in any way, as far as wanting to volunteer, wanting to engage with nonprofits? That like you say, I didn't realize this need existed. Now that I know about it, okay, we finished our video, we did our thing, but I'm kind of attached to this nonprofit now. I kind of want to stay engaged. Have you seen that?
Definitely. I've had students that, several students in the past that, once we've, met with the nonprofit, it kind of lights a fire in them, whether if it's for that particular nonprofit or another one, it definitely gives them that fuel to say, I need to do more.
Right.
So I've definitely seen that.
Okay, good. How important is the fact that the video lasts beyond the school year? There's the in-class learning, of course, that here's an assignment, we're going to complete it, you're going to turn it in, you're going to get a grade, and that's the end of it. But in this scenario, here's your assignment, you're going to go out and work on it, you're going to complete it. There is no grade,
right?
But the work, the creation that you have made goes on forever. It will serve this nonprofit. Does that matter to the students, or is it just
definitely? They'd rather work on a project like that than just one for a grade. Definitely. I mean, it's more fulfilling for them.
Good.
I mean, they're more excited about it. Definitely.
Right. And that's kind of what we want them to get out of it. And I always encourage the students, every time I have an opportunity to talk to them, I encourage them to enjoy the moment. Enjoy the process.
Right.
Yeah, there are trophies to be had and awards to be won, but don't do it for that. That lasts 5 minutes,
Hmm.
but the process lasts forever. And
Right. They
so
will
whether you're
remember
editing
this.
video or recording voiceovers or setting up cameras, whatever part of the process you are currently involved in,
Mhm.
take a moment to realize this is fun. I like this. I
Right.
enjoy this, and love it. Enjoy the moment.
Right. I know that students will they will remember this experience forever.
I hope so.
When they think back to high school, I know they're going to remember the memories that they made because I see them having so much fun, creating bonds. Every team is different, and it's never a team based on friendship. It's a team based on their skill. And so I've had teams that when they come together, personalities are going to clash and it does affect, but they get to see that at the end. We didn't do our best because of this, and this. And so I have teams that come together and they're so different, but they work well together.
Okay.
They just get it. They get that, what, this is our goal. We need to just work well together, and they produce something that's better, or they have a better time,
Right.
So the those experiences, they remember, they have fun while they're doing it. And, like I said, it's when they look back to high school, I know that this event, BexarFest, is going to be one of the ones that they remember and they enjoy.
Great. Good. That's kind of why we're here, kind of what the whole thing is about.
Oh yeah, it's
To
great.
give them that experience, to give them those real world job skills that they're going to need, and to give them that, we hope we light a fire in them when they walk away from the festival and they look back at the work that they did and realize that it's going to serve that nonprofit organization in the real world, in a real way, that they get a swell of pride or satisfaction or whatever you want to call it out of that, and decide, I want to get that feeling again, so I'm going to do that again.
Right.
As an adult, not as a student, not as somebody competing in BexarFest, but as an adult, I have skills that I can bring to the table, and I'm going to bring them.
Right.
Hope so. Well, Jessica, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking some time. We are recording this during the school year, so I know you're very busy, and I always show a lot of love for the teachers at the.
Thank you.
You guys got plenty to do. You don't need this extra assignment, and yet you take it on anyway to give your students this opportunity. And I very much appreciate that, and I very much respect you guys for doing that. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome, and thank you so much. We're always teachers are looking for those good quality experience to give our students. So, we thank BexarFest as well, and you for organizing it. It's a great, experience for our students. So thank you.
My pleasure. I'm glad to help. All right, take care.
All right, thanks.